I'm out of contention. I was like, oh shit, I gotta come next week, I guess.
Well, no. I mean, I'm not on the PR panel. I'm just using intuition. I looked at your WIT results, and you have one WIT win without Chris, Kelly, not counting Kelly. It was just like you first, Nave second, Wyld third.
Yeah, that's not from this season.
Right. But you haven't won a WIT this season.
No, that's not. I'm not arguing for weekly. I also think weeklies are where people kind of like you just get beat by matchups way more frequently.
Right.
Like but if I have someone that answers me every week and it's the same matchup every week, there's nothing I can do. I would prefer not to. I still would prefer not to.
You want to play on?
Yeah.
It's only 10:30.
That's what I mean. It's just like it's 10:30. We're at top 8 already, and like, yeah. I'm fine with that. Look, dude, I haven't fucking attended a WIT as a competitor in like a month. I want to get some fucking footage. Like stream. Because it's not holding up the tournament because we're ahead of schedule because I really didn't enter singles. Because if we play this one set, I play the next one off stream because we'll have other people go. It's literally, it's not eating time. Yeah.
Okay. Last week they played in Grands. And I spoke with Wilder afterwards. Wyld, and I said, and I just took him to the side and I was like, hey man, he asked what I thought, and I said, once I saw game 1, I knew that Wyld was not going to win Grand Finals. And I don't know. It's just that was sick. But Wyld just has these bursts, but I mean, I just, like you were saying 2 weeks ago, I don't know if he has the long-term
stamina.
And stamina, yes. Yes, C-Card saying in chat, Aurelia is still pretty solid. Him, Pooch, and Wyld are in a triangle at the moment. I agree, because Chris beats Pooch, then Pooch beats... Or I lost track of the triangle already.
I don't beat either of them.
What?
What is the circle?
I don't know.
Triangle?
I forget already.
Oh yeah, I have a substantial winning record against Wyld. He's taken 3 of the last 4 sets though. Yeah. But that's also because just not playing anymore. Not to discount his wins.
No, yeah, I mean,
and also today was a best of 3.
The stats don't care about like controller shit, which sucks.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong, if we could put asterisks next to stuff, but that would just be like insane. That would be too complicated. What? Noon asking asterisk next to what? I say stuff like Pooch's controller just broke at near mint, or like
I couldn't really shield.
Yeah, like Pooch's controller broke during near mint, or like
still that way.
Connor has a PR win against Atomisk, and it's because he like couldn't dash back, and then he fixed his controller, and we played like 6 friendlies afterwards, and I took like
deep dig.
Oh, it was brutal.
So Wyld wins game 1 there.
Yeah.
He asked me to analyze a couple of his sets the other day, and the biggest thing I was telling him about was he just kept kind of like trying to spin too much, which is he's a very aggressive player. Mm-hmm. But he'll try to rascal too hard against Drugfreechu, and Drugfreechu is way too straightforward in that he's just going to lay the box out with forward air or down tilt and place 4 times. And so you can't just throw yourself at those hitboxes. That's not how you work. So I told Wyld to try to play a lot more grounded. In general, the more grounded you play, the more you can just bait things out. And when you can bait things out, you obviously, especially as Sonic, you can rush in and get the grab and then explode after that. So I told him, Jesus Christ, I told him to stick to the rascaling after he gets the knockdown. Don't like try to start something with it, because the more you try to start an opening with Rascal, like you're literally just putting negative disjoint against Game & Watch hitboxes.
Yeah.
And that's bad looks.
That's just so amazing to me. I mean, well, like, Wyld and I played with hitboxes once, just I accidentally turned on hitboxes or something. He's like, no, leave him on. I like to watch. And it just made me feel bad about myself. Because it's like Sonic's ball form is such a disadvantage for him, but it also yields like all of Wyld's results.
It's not inherently disadvantageous because you obviously answer it with just raw speed, and then also
Lingering hitboxes.
It's not the lingering hitboxes that make it that give it power. It's so much as sound effects are hard to distinguish. Like the characters.
Oh yeah, that's one of the complaints.
In the same vein that Game & Watch is ambiguous, Sonic is ambiguous in his own way.
Well, I think Sonic, there's multiple layers of why people have such issues with him. Because, like you said 3 weeks ago, people aren't taking the time to go into training mode and figure out what he can do. Yeah. Like, when Lucario was on the rise, people were like, this is the dumbest thing. And he's like, this doesn't make any sense. How do I fight this character? And then once counterplay started being developed, you don't need to understand what moves he's doing anymore. You just SDI away.
Yeah.
With Sonic, that's not the case. You need to be in his head and understand, like, oh, okay, this is what Sonic wants in this situation.
Fuck, that grab box was way too big. He should be dead.
This is what Sonic can do here. And people just don't want to take that time. And then, once they do, there's the added factor of you just need to be on your toes for what move he's using. Drugfreechu takes game 2.
So, I tried, like, I can pseudo distinguish when he does down B versus side B.
Yeah.
But at the same time, when I'm like in the moment, I get lost in it a lot. And so I instead just mix in getting hit while crouching versus getting hit while standing up, and I force him to respond to being put in a knockdown versus reacting to my crouch cancel. Mm-hmm. And so I put him in a situation where he's not sure whether he's supposed to try to cross up or he's supposed to immediately follow up and try to like punish a missed tech.
Yeah.
So I force him to play a more
read-based game.
No, well, yeah, I guess it's more rock paper scissors against himself.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's like, and especially with Wyld, where he's not a positional player, right? Like he doesn't care about center stage inherently. Like that's not how he plays.
I thought you meant spacing, but
no, he like that.
Sick. That was sick.
He's staying on the ground more, and so when Tony runs in and he just does down tilt, like he can respond to it now, and that's partially from my advice, partially from like things he's been figuring out on his own.
Yeah.
And now you'll see he's not afraid to aggress and like start spinning once the knockdown or once the situation is in his favor.
Yeah. Instead of trying to force the situation to be in his favor by spinning.
Exactly.
To wrap up the Sonic meta thing that we talked about, I'm just going to resort to the quote that I heard from Crumpberry in the Lucario Discord. It's my favorite Sonic quote of all time. Whenever I watch Sonic VODs, I just see Sonic getting away with things. And it's like, that's, to me, where the meta is right now. I mean, I was playing Wylds in some friendlies, and he's just like, why aren't you punishing that? I was like, punishing what? He's like, every time I do this, you can just hit me. And I was like, oh, and then I started doing it, and it's like, this makes sense.
Hi, Elise. I think you're sad because I wasn't responding. I'm trying to do like real ass commentary.
You should do this more often. This is
fuck yourself. I'll do whatever I want. See, you're gonna rile me up.
I'm not gonna fucking
Connor. Don't make me be the dog shit commentator. I'll ruin us both.
You'll ruin me.
Yes, sir. Yeah, but like that's the thing, right? Is I think Punish Game is skewed in favor of Drugfreechu in this matchup. Beyond that, I think Neutral Game is also in his favor just because it's still the over-aggression thing. The thing Wyld does have is every once in a while he'll get like tricks, but that's all it really is. Like that's why you don't see him taking sets. He doesn't have like the fundamental strength yet to outplay. Yeah, no, absolutely. I absolutely think he'll be our #1 player in the state at this rate. Yeah. He's very studious in his own way, not in a traditional sense of like I want to like know frame data. That saved him. Oh, good. Okay. But like Wyld definitely like he's okay. So he's that kid that like showed his work on the math problem and it was the wrong work, but he got the right answer anyway. You know what I mean? That's basically what I see him as far as like his learning ability and his style as a player, which is somewhat frustrating for me in terms of analyzing him or trying to teach him.
Yeah.
I've been getting better at it, but like I think it's also going to be an overall hindrance for like, because he doesn't have like Mango skill, right? Where Mango, like, he's the same kid, except Mango also like learned how to do the work the right way, right? I don't think Wyld's ever gonna like put the time in to learn the work like the right way, and so that'll be inherently limiting to him as an overall factor. But he's definitely got a lot more before he reaches his peak. That's the game.
No. Oh, wow.
Yeah, he jumped.
Holy shit.
Can't believe you didn't see he jumped.
Yeah, talking with Wyld about just like general game thoughts has been very enlightening for me, just because he approaches it in such a weird way.
Same thing with Metroid, unless that's who you said.
No, Metroid to me is super... I can learn so much from Metroid because the way that we think is... I'd like to think more like Metroid. I think players like Metroid, you, Nave, me, fall into the same like general thought processes, just at different levels. We've talked about this before. Nave and I are basically the same person, and then the three of us, you, me, and Nave, all are wired similarly, just at different rates right now. We all think about life and things in the same general order, whereas Wyld is not that.
No, Wyld's more. He's a more carefree spirit.
Yes. But just talking to Wyld about the game and how he adapts and how he thinks, I was like, so what are you thinking like in this situation? He's like, oh, I'm not. I was like, no, what are you talking about? He's like, no, I play Zen. I was like, what do you mean Zen? He said, I just don't think. I just do. And it's silly but smart at the same time, because he's doing the Dr. PP thing where he like doesn't overanalyze and paralyze himself. Analysis by paralysis. Paralysis by analysis. But he thinks outside the game and relies on just his sheer like reaction time and minor adjustments, like, oh, I'm getting grabbed, and that's it. And then he just does different stuff. And I mean, look what's happening. He might take this off Tony. He plays his cards right. Oh, that's gonna be a stock. Yeah, great coverage by Drugfreechu at the ledge. But this is...
That's probably it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Wow. 3-1 to Wyld.
There you go. Stand their ground, kids. All right, I'm gonna go beat up Snake.